Hello, everyone. I made it. So, having a little bit of problems pulling up the movie. That's what I'm trying to get a hold of right now. So, I'm trying to see if I can get the film set up before we start the watch along. But was everybody else able to find a copy of the film? It's the Halloween 2018 that we are watching today. So I'll wait a few minutes, see who else comes into the chat before we start up the movie. You don't have a copy? Have you seen it before? This is a first time watch for me. Oddly enough, I started right in the middle. Yeah, I started right in the middle with this trilogy. I watched Halloween Kills was the first one I watched, and then Halloween Ends. And I'm finally getting around to watching the first one. Haven't seen it either, no? From what I remember, these are a lot more violent from the original Halloween films. If I remember correctly, these pick up right after Halloween 2, like several years later, if I'm remembering the timeline correctly. But yeah, for some odd reason, no one really seems to like the Rob Zombie version, which I like that one too. I like what it added. One of my favorite series, in case my name didn't give it away. Do you prefer the originals or the reboots? I think there seems to be a debate on those, but I like the original ones. I have no problem with the Rob Zombie films either. I know a lot of people dislike them, but I like how he added more to the mythology of the mask. So at least to me, it made more sense than why Michael Myers liked keeping his face covered. It was just his thing. But yeah, I'm just trying to get the film sorted here. But yeah, does everybody else have a copy of the film ready to go? I'm just trying to get mine set up. The originals all day long. Yeah, I like the originals. The second one for me is a weird one. Not because the storyline is weird, but I always notice different scenes that I didn't notice during the last watch. So it always feels like I'm watching a whole new movie each time, if that makes any sense. I just always seem to notice something different about that one. But yeah, still trying to get a hold of this thing. Hopefully very, very soon. I was having trouble yesterday with audio issues, and then today it seems to be an issue with getting the movie pulled up. So if it's not one thing, it's another around here, but not the end of the world. I'll get it sorted out like I always do. LOL. Yeah. No, the original ones are a lot of fun. I can't remember how old I was when I watched the original Halloween. And I eventually do want to get through as many Halloween films just because the whole September weans, so I'm playing off of that. But do you guys have any recommendations for the next one you'd like to watch, whether it's Rob Zombie or the original one or a different sequel? The 81 sequel is okay, but it has silly moments and Jamie Lee literally sleeping through it. Yes. Yeah, she does. But I have that same argument with Halloween Ends. Or was it Halloween Kills? She's in the hospital bed the entire time before she finally shoots herself in the butt with some adrenaline and gets out of bed. At least for me, it felt that way. Like Jamie Lee Curtis was supposed to be the big deal, and she was in bed the entire movie. So I want to say that was Halloween Ends, or was it Halloween Kills? I'm getting those two mixed up right now for some odd reason. But yes, I'm still tinkering with this. I'm trying to get the movie pulled up, but does everybody else have their movie ready, or do you need to run off and grab any snacks or anything? Right now would be a good time while I'm still trying to get mine pulled up. It was Halloween Kills where she does her sleeping in bed special again. Yeah. Okay, that's the one I was getting it mixed up with. Yes. I hated that about the movie. I haven't seen all the Halloween movies, but I want to. I haven't worked my way through all of the original ones. I'd like to. I don't know if this is the year I'd get around to it, but I'd like to eventually sit down and watch all of them. Jamie Lee Curtis in bed special. But while I am fiddling with this, how has your day been? I woke up early. Well, if 7 o'clock is considered early, my dog woke me up because he wanted to go out, and I haven't been to bed since. So I decided to stay up and make pumpkin bread. So that was my day, other than working on some word search puzzles. I do like Kills. It was fun. Ends was weird but watchable. Yeah. I really don't remember Ends too well, other than I wasn't too impressed with that. I mean, I think it could have been a lot better, but Kills felt more like a Universal Frankenstein movie, especially with all the town villagers coming and attacking and trying to kill the monster. I think only I think only the most dedicated Halloween fans have seen them all. Most regular people have only seen a handful of them. There's quite a chunk, but I have the same thing going on with Friday the 13th. I haven't worked my way through the entire series. I'd love to, though. Pumpkin bread, excellent choice. I love pumpkin bread. I'm one of those people, I go nuts over pumpkin anything this time of year. Pumpkin spice, I'm all over it. You would confuse me for a basic. I'm that much into pumpkin spice. Okay, I finally have my movie pulled up. Sorry it took so long. So, are you guys ready to hit play? I can go ahead and do the countdown whenever you guys are ready. But on a side note, I did find some snickerdoodle pumpkin stuff when I was in town yesterday, so I'm interested in trying that out also. Have predictably seen them all, but sorry I can't stand the Rob Zombie duo. Yeah, I guess it's the fact that they're just a little bit too different. A lot of people seem to not like them too much. I'll probably come back later. Alrighty, well, it's up to you. Um, I mean, this is more of a first time watch for me, so I'm probably going to be watching more than commenting, but actually, let me pull up my IMDb and I can look up some factoids as we go. But yeah, just let me know when you guys are ready and I'll go ahead and do the countdown and we can start the movie. Rob Zombie Halloween 2 is one of the worst movies ever. I really don't remember that one too well other than Sherry Moon and a horse, which doesn't make sense at all to me, but that's mostly what I remember about that one. I haven't seen that one in years. I do like the violence that was introduced to the Halloween verse. I think that fits it very well, but then again, the reboots are a lot more violent than the originals, so I don't know. There's just something about the original that, at least in my opinion, just never can really beat. I always keep saying streamers need a digital clock for watch alongs so people can synchronize their movies. I'll agree. Um, I wish I knew how to set up the Amazon watch parties. I think that would make things way easier. I think everyone has to have Prime, though, in order for that to work. But yeah, I need to fiddle with that. I'd love to be able to use that feature. Am ready might not be quite in sync. Am in UK format, which plays a little slower. Okay, no worries. So let me get back to my movie. So how many times have you seen this movie? Do you consider yourself well versed in the reboot film? If so, then maybe you can kind of help guide me through because this is a first time watch for me. So I do have some information pulled up about the film that I'd like to go over here and there, but yeah, I'm very much a newbie here. You could just open the cam and aim it at the digital clock. Yeah, maybe. I never really thought about that too much, but yeah. Alrighty, so hitting play at the count of one. So 3, 2, 1. And here we go. So opening scene with the Universal logo popping up. I started at the way, way beginning. I don't think my movie is too loud. Let me know if you guys can hear it through the stream and I'll get that lowered. Yes, snazzy new Universal logo. It looks really nice. So let's see. I should have Googled it beforehand. I'm not sure how many years later this film takes place after the original sequel. I can probably get that in the synopsis. Can hear it very slightly. Okay, let's see if I can get that adjusted to where it isn't too loud. I definitely do not want it playing the sound playing the entire stream and get a copyright strike over that. So that would not be good. It does sound a little bit loud. Okay, hopefully I've got a reasonable balance there. I click it up, it's a little bit too loud. I click it down, it's a little bit too low. Hmm. Hmm. So one of the first things that I ran across here, and I'm not too sure how far off we are from this scene since we just opened, but let's see. One of the factual errors that I ran across, according to IMDb, in the asylum courtyard, the patients are chained to stationary cinder blocks. The safety parameter around each patient is marked with a large yellow square to match the checkerboard ground cover. As chains can move 360 degrees, the safety area should be a large yellow circle. Also, the cinder blocks aren't even positioned in the center of the safety squares. Can still hear it a little bit? All right. See, I did see if I can get that turned down a little bit lower. Thank you. Mm. Oh, okay. So this is set 40 years after the original. Yeah. Totally should have looked that up beforehand, but Chessboard Asylum may as well have been. It does have that sound about it, doesn't it? So the 2018 Halloween takes place 40 years after the events of the original 1978 Halloween movie. The 2018 film ignores all previous sequels and reboots, including Halloween 2. Okay, I thought that was included. Never mind. And obviously, it also skips over H2O, which that's always been a very skippable film, in my opinion. I think that's the worst Halloween film. And I would even put that above Rob Zombie. I think it's worse than the Rob Zombie films. But okay. Yeah, I know the timeline tends to be a little bit confusing for some people, but I just look at them as reboots, not really direct sequels. So at least it's a little easier for me to keep that in mind when watching these. Yeah, they basically ignored every previous sequel, which weirdly makes Michael less of a big deal, only a handful of victims to his name. Yeah. Yeah, it really does. I didn't think about that. Kind of like the whole fuss they were making over Halloween Kills that, what was it? The people trying to stay indoors and not do too much during Halloween. Why does it matter if Michael Myers says anything or not? We already know he's in the asylum for what he did. They're doing an audio podcast with a killer famous for not speaking. Yeah. I think that's probably what makes him more scary is the fact that he doesn't talk. I mean, what if he had this very nerdy voice? It would totally throw off the entire look. Okay, the opening scene was kind of annoying. I do like how they kept with the pumpkin in the opening credits, though. That's nice. Even if it is a smushed pumpkin this time. I don't know. I'm used to the carved jack-o'-lanterns. So, I don't know. Is it supposed to be symbolic, the fact that the pumpkin puffs itself up gradually rather than doesn't start off being whole? And it looks like it mimics the pumpkin from the opening credits of, I want to say, the first movie, where you kind of have that line coming down from the triangle nose. Yeah, love how they kept the split in the old ones with the orange titles. Yes. Yeah, I appreciate that for sure. I think a lot of people were glad to see some familiarity. I mean, to me it adds a little something, even if it's just fanfare. And I think the tone of the theme song in this one is just slightly different from the original theme song. So makes sense. I mean, it has to be familiar once again, but slightly different. So this is considered the 11th installment in the Halloween film series and a sequel to the 78 film of the same name, disregarding all previous sequels. So number 11, wow. I never realized there were so many. I mean, I know there's a good chunk of them, but I've never bothered to sit and count them. See, I would disagree with this. Some people say that you have to watch the original Halloween film before watching 2018. I think they're I think you can watch them as standalones and not really need to have watched the original prior to this, but what do you think? I mean, I think you could definitely enjoy them both separately. I mean, especially, and maybe it's just me being a horror fan, but I mean, in my opinion, I think just about anybody knows who Michael Myers is. So I don't think you really need to rewatch the original before jumping into this one. Hmm. Oh, okay. So apparently Halloween 2 was ignored because of legal reasons, as far as I can tell. Let's see. Halloween Kills director David Gordon Green says that while it was a creative choice for his new Halloween trilogy to ignore all previous sequels, there is also a major legal aspect at play that certainly made the decision easier. And it does not elaborate. I wish it did. Is that can hear the music a bit? Sorry, I don't want them to pick up on it. Yeah, that would definitely not be fun. I know I had tried doing a watch along with Lady Sasha some years back, and it was a public domain movie, so we were screening it in the live stream, thinking it wouldn't be a problem, and YouTube still pinched us for it. So yeah, we eventually had to go back to this format as far as doing watch alongs, which is the only reason I do it this way. Um, are you familiar with Video Tasties? He tends to play the film on screen, but he makes the screen smaller. So he treats it as one of the guest boxes. So I've been playing with the idea of I'm considering trying that out. I'm not too sure if that would be a good idea or not. It's supposed to ignore everything since the first one, but there's a brief flashback to Halloween 2, if I remember right, or that might be in Kills. Loved it. Just watched it again Friday night. Hey, Yofo. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I usually put the notices out on Instagram, but my thing's been acting up on me lately, so that's why I've been MIA. But thanks for stopping by. I appreciate that. So, to clarify, is it this one that you recently rewatched, or was it the original one that you had rewatched? Oh, I was reading about this in the interview with Laurie Strode, this interview scene, that there's an issue with the audio syncing up with the mouths. Like you can actually see the guy's mouth moving out of sync with from what's actually being said. So it's speculated that they reworked that one line. That was a low blow. Talking about losing custody of someone's kid. I'm glad I'm finally getting around to watching this one. I did, the only two of this trilogy I watched in order were Kills and Ends. Totally missed the first one until today. Yeah, I watch Video Tasties a lot. Gareth plays it on a TV, but very small with his VHS. Are often a bit fuzzy, which helps. Yeah, I was considering playing with that thought of doing things that way. So, I mean, I don't know if it's something that YouTube would still slam me for or not, or if I would just be better off doing the Amazon watch parties, which I do want to learn how to do that for that particular reason, just to make it easier for everyone to watch all together at once. The second one was filmed in Wilmington, where when I lived there. Well, that's cool. So you probably know all of the to visit spots. You envy Lori's arsenal. I'm not much of an ammo person. I don't know squat, truth be told. I don't pretend to know, but I don't know. Would you say that Lori's the original Sydney Prescott? I mean, her house doesn't really look like a fortress, but I imagine she's very heavy into safety, especially having survived her crazy brother. Mhm. I don't know. Would you guys say that 2018? The Yeah, she's a survivor for sure. I can definitely appreciate that. I do like that about the character. I totally lost my train of thought there. Sorry about that. But which guys? Which of these films do you guys think is the better as far as the reboot? Would you go with just 2018 altogether and throw out the other two? I I thought Kills was very throwaway, very hilarious movie. I don't like how it opens where Michael is going down the stairs. The cop shooting at him keeps missing him even though he's not that far away. I mean, there's a lot of things about that film that just come off as dumb in my opinion. Wilmington makes me think of Maximum Overdrive. Is that where that was filmed also? I haven't researched that film yet, so I don't know too much about it, other than it was based off of a short story. And I think there was a direct-to-video remake called Trucks that had been released for Maximum Overdrive also. But yeah, I'd say Halloween Kills, it's pretty laughable, it's dumb. Halloween Ends is just bad. It's boring. Laurie's supposed to be the star, but she doesn't do anything. That's a thing H2 did with the whole sibling reveal. So because they're ignoring it, Myers isn't even her brother anymore. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I assumed they were still brother and sister. Because now it makes me curious, why did he even bother attacking her in the first place? Other than he's just crazy. I don't think these actors were up and comers. I do not recognize the younger cast at all. But then again, I mostly watch older films, so that would make sense why I don't recognize them. Classroom scene. Halloween H2O touched on this also. That's a nice callback. I like that. What is that? Yes, like Trick or Treat it when Silver Bullet. Yeah. I do still like this one a lot, but would say I prefer Kills and Ends. Really? Is it more the are the kills less creative in this film, or do you think the other ones are just stronger story? Because I know usually, even if I consider a film bad, if the kills are creative, I can forgive that. But that's just me. They should have cut Jamie Lee from Kills altogether. Her whole part. Yes, it was very pointless. I agree with you on that. And she was pretty much on vacation the entire film. Hey, Cat Dad. 2018 is still the best one out of the three, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm hoping it is. I did not like the other two, and I noticed right now that Amazon has the reboot trilogy on sale, including digital codes. You can get all three films on Blu-ray for $20, which I probably would have gone for if I didn't dislike Kills and Ends. But if 18 is good, I can live with that being part of the whole timeline. I can just throw out the other two for myself. I like how the doctor in the sheet that she's looking at looks like Dr. Loomis a little. The teacher, even though you don't see her face, is apparently PJ Souls, the blonde from the original. I did not know that. Little Miss, see anything you like? No, I didn't know that at all. Nice. Kills is awesome if you fast forward to the hospital stuff. If you fast forward, wow. Eh, it could be, but there was just something about the writing that I just didn't like about it. Um, I think one of the funniest scenes was that scene with the doctor. She's dressed as a nurse for Halloween, but they did kind of like a role reversal, the husband and the wife. So she's dressed as a nurse, and I remember she's holding a pistol, and I forget how it happens exactly, but the truck door swings back and she shoots herself in the face. I just thought that was so funny. So it looks like this film has quite a few little goofs in it. That's, I don't know, makes me wonder if they were just filming a little bit too much in a hurry now. Like how they did her hair like Laurie's from the original, not the short hair she had in H2O. Yeah, the hospital stuff was filler in my opinion. I didn't need to be there. It didn't need to be there. I didn't like the hospital stuff either. I'd agree with you. It's very throwaway. Oh, it's the Loomis sound alike part. Yeah. It's funny, it didn't dawn on me until I was in college and I was marathoning the Halloween films, but I don't know, maybe you guys would say duh, but it just never occurred to me until then when I was marathoning those and I'm watching these movies and I'm like, Dr. Loomis is the modern day Van Helsing, basically. Laurie's daughter is a douche. Yeah, I can't think of too many other characters that would be considered Van Helsing esque, but I think Dr. Loomis is a good fit. I think I missed a comment here. That whole random part with the mental patient jumping from the window and kills and the Bane mob was kind of dumb. It really is. And that's the part of the film that reminds me of like one of those classic Universal films, like when they're storming the castle in Frankenstein. Yeah, all that stuff was dumb. Well, yeah, I'm glad to know I'm not the only one that disliked that movie. I mean, a lot of people seem to really go for these, but if this is the only good one out of the trilogy, I can live with that. And actually, I think these films would have been a good note for Jamie Lee Curtis to retire on. I think she needs a break. Not that I'm picking on her. I think she is a great actor, but she's been around for so long. I think she needs some time to herself. The sad part is the actor that jumped actually passed away before Kills released. I didn't know that. No, I don't know too much about these films. I haven't researched them at all. Van Helsing is a good comparison. Maybe a wooden stake would have done taken Myers out. And he didn't know. Well, bullets didn't do it, that's for sure. What was it? Was it Curse of Michael Myers? He gets shot in the eyes and nothing happens, if I'm remembering correctly. But the guy who falls from the window in Kills was the mental patient with the umbrella at the start of this one. I think he's since passed away. Oh, okay. That's funny. So I guess we haven't made it far enough into the movie for me to have noticed this, but a geography error is considered. Although the film is set in northern Illinois, there are numerous palm trees and cypress which can be seen in the background. I've never liked palm trees. I always thought they were ugly trees, but that's just me. Oh, okay. So I'm just going through IMDb right now, but how did Dana and Aaron get Michael's original mask for an interview with him? It was confiscated presumably when he was arrested and would be forever locked up in an evidence locker so that two reporters wouldn't be able to simply grab it. This would be a real life equivalent of trying to get John Wayne Gacy's clown costume from the evidence locker for whatever reason. A pair of journalists would never be allowed to speak to patients in a psychiatric facility that holds murderers, much less aggravate one of them in the manner shown during the film's introduction. Yeah, okay, Halloween 2. Okay, totally off then. He gets shot in the eyes in Halloween 2, then magically has his vision restored in Halloween 4. Yeah, I mean these movies are nuts, but they're fun. The whole you have to suspend belief, and that's I guess part of why they added the whole Curse of Michael Myers thing to make it more supernatural. Oh wow. Character error. So it has been 40 years since Laurie was a senior in high school, but she has a daughter who is clearly in her mid 40s. Not only is the actress, Judy Greer, that age and stylized accordingly with no effect to appear younger, but she has a teen daughter of her own. At most, Laurie's daughter could have been 39 years old. There is no mention of either of them being a teenage mother or having a daughter right after school. So you can catch them here in the 78. He gets shot in the eyes. Yeah, okay, I read that one already. Sorry. Not sure if I'm in sync. Am I at the bus scene with the father and son? I'm just. Yes, that's where I'm at. The son already called the cops, and the guy's walking up to the bus. There's an officer's body that's thrown outside. I'm at about 32.28 time mark. I do like the color usage in this scene. The primaries, the red and the blue, the white definitely holds the eyes. That's true. There's no way they would have been letting random podcasters in to antagonize him. No. Yeah, I do like how they used some footage from the original film. That's nice. I think that was the shocking thing about the original Halloween at the time too, is you didn't realize the killer was a kid until he walks out the front door and the parents pull the mask off of his face. Inns had some interesting elements, but execution was meh. Plus, I feel like character like Corey should have been introduced sooner. Yeah, I mean, it's not a perfect series. Um, at least from what I'm looking through, there seem to be tons of goofs and errors with this film. Well, plot holes and such. And perfectly in sync, you just described the shot I'm looking at. Okay, awesome, cool. I didn't notice this earlier. Oh yes, red and blue are very Suspiria. Yes, I don't know. Those primary colors really do hold the attention, don't they? They look great together. But yeah, Suspiria had a lot very awesome use of vivid colors. Oh, I was going to say, I don't know if you noticed this earlier. I was yammering away during the scene inside the home. But Laurie has spent years turning her home into a fortress. It seems unfathomable that she would have a front door with glass panels that could simply be smashed by an intruder. Smashed out by an intruder. Oh, yeah, you just touched on this earlier where Michael and Laurie are not brothers. So this film disregards the canon set forth from Halloween 2 that Michael and Laurie are siblings. Halloween 2 also mentioned that Michael's parents were killed 2 years after he murdered Judith in the original movie. However, there is no mention of what became of his parents in this film after the events of the original. Michael should have had more kills of his own and ends for sure. Carrie took too much. Corey took too much. Took over too much. I have no idea why I couldn't read that sentence. Sorry. Maybe they are shatterproof. Shatterproof eyes. Knew Michael Myers would be here. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Haven't seen you around in a bit. Facts, Michael. I'm enjoying the film so far. I definitely like it a lot more than Kills. It doesn't feel as silly. So, at least so far, at least I'd say this is a decent retcon sequel. I haven't seen anything I dislike yet. So, is this our first official Michael Myers kill? The lady in the bathroom? That's pretty intense, just ramming the guy's head repeatedly. I do like how serious it is. Goofiness can ruin a horror film. It very easily can. There's like this weird fine line between timed humor and a bad accident. But it looks like this film has several continuity issues. This one seems very mild, as Allison is walking with her friends along a sidewalk discussing her grandmother. They pass a lawn decoration that is a tombstone with RIP. There is an edit to a wider shot during the same sentence, but now they are passing by a plastic skull positioned in front of a tree that had not been there before. Oh, this one sounds like a terrible goof. When Dr. Sarton lies on the floor after he has been pulled out of the van by Michael, his head is smashed to a pulp by Michael's foot. When the cops investigate his body, his head is more or less recomposed. Okay, so we haven't been there yet. Hi, guys and host. Hey, thanks for stopping by. I haven't chatted you in quite a while, but I'd love to have you on the show someday if you're interested in doing a film discussion with me. I can definitely DM you later about that if you like. Do you prefer it when Michael does short, snappy kills, but really a fan of him just bashing people's heads? It's always a classic. It's classic. It's I don't know, the violence. There's always something about it. Donning the mask was epic, though. Being lectured on her safety measures in her home. I disagree. The world is not full of love and understanding. That is total BS, and her daughter is delusional. Feel like some people examine the backgrounds a little too much. Yeah, I'll agree with that. I wouldn't really consider it super important. It's not really like there was a looping issue with the audio or something. Well, maybe this might be a bigger one. When the police car taking to the doctor, Allison, oh sorry, this is horribly worded. Allison is in the back seat behind the screen, is briefly shown in the front seat. That makes no sense. Okay, we just passed this scene a while back, but at the site where the bus has gone off the road, the young boy with the gun is told by the police officer lying directly in front of him to run. In the next shot, the police officer is gone. Second time hearing the theme song. How many kills does this film actually have? Yeah, her mom is kind of annoying. I don't think Lori's that bad. She's very misunderstood. I'll give her that. Well, we didn't get to see that kill at all. What was that, a meat tenderizer? Oh, yeah. Sorry, Lori's daughter, I meant aptly named Karen. I do not like her at all. She's a douche. Body count is probably 12 or so. That's not bad. That's a decent body count. But apparently, mother and daughter eventually reconcile if Karen and Lori were doing just fine in Kills. Whoops. Oh, I thought she was going to get head bashed also. Gave her one bop on the head, then slit her throat. Oh, just saw this one. Sharp eyes will spot the doctor and nurse during Myers' spree that we know from Kills. No, I didn't even know to look for them. I don't know. Is it just me? But Judy Greer seems like an odd choice to have been as far as playing Jamie Lee's daughter. I don't know. It's just they don't look that similar to me, or is that just am I just being a little bit too much into that? I don't know. I look at them and they just do not look like they can pass for related. So this is interesting. Apparently, the 2018 Halloween, the film's producer is the son of the original film producer from the 1978 Halloween film. So keeping that in the family, I suppose. I don't know. I think we could have done with less party scenes. I don't think we really needed to see this much of the Halloween party. So I'm hoping this builds up into something else. Hmm. So I haven't noticed, at least on my own, I haven't noticed any of these goofs that I've been reading. I don't know. Are there any that stand out for you that you've noticed from numerous watches, or just really not looking for them? Well, this seems good so far. It's not one of the films I hear people talk about too much, so now it makes me curious why not. I mean, if it were terrible, I would understand. These people love windows in their houses. All I've seen is nothing but very big windows. Does someone eventually get thrown through one? No babysitting references in this one? Send Dave first. Eh. Yeah. I don't know. It feels like a slow point here, or am I just waiting for something else to happen here? Because I imagine Michael is still hiding somewhere in this house, hopefully. I'd really love the boyfriend to get killed. Finally pops out. What was there to slip on other than, I mean, there was nothing on the floor. She just did one of those phantom falls that women tend to do in horror films. So, third kill. Oh, never thought I'd see Michael Myers come out of the closet. I don't know. Strong silent type. You never know with those. Yeah, I'm glad I took the time to finally sit and watch this. This has been pretty good so far. I'm enjoying this view. Silver Shamrock masks? I must have missed it. Do you have a favorite kill scene for this film? Or what you would consider a creative death? I'm still looking for what potentially might be my favorite kill. I haven't seen one yet. Just shot through someone's window. Can never remember the actor's name. He's in Copycat and The Postman. I'm pretty sure you're not talking about Harry Kolinick Jr. I'd have to Google that. I'm not sure. Oh, really? Not not sure really. Might be one of the issues with the film is the kills aren't that creative. I think we've all been spoiled by creative kills. That's just me, but that's one of the things I usually look for. Was it William McNara that you were thinking about from the copycat? Will Patton finally came to see me, the cop. Oh, so tie into the original film. Well, that was a dumb thing to pray for. Sorry, I meant Will Patton, the cop in this one, is a cop and copycat. Oh, okay. No, I totally misunderstood you. My bad. I don't know. Wouldn't that be obsessive? Laurie Strode, for years, had supposedly been praying for Michael Myers to escape from the asylum so she could kill him herself. If they are not related, what could he possibly have done to her? What was so horrible, other than killing her friends? There's a classic Halloween dumb part coming soon. Won't spoil it, really. All right. I like this guy's accent. His enunciation, rather. Yeah, why would Myers even care or remember Laurie after all these years? Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? Taking away the family thing kind of softens it all a bit too much. It doesn't make any sense at all. And same thing with Laurie. It's like, why would she be so hell bent on wanting to kill him? I mean, the fact that she went and became Macho Woman after all of this makes it even more weird, at least to me. Nah, maybe she's avenging Goofy Bob the Creep from the original. She just jumped her own fence. We're due another kill scene. Where'd you go, man? Well, that was very anticlimactic. I do quite like the motion lights thing. They're so ignored. It's funny that he was actually thrown off by them. It's I've used them myself as deterrents, and people just totally ignore them. So I don't know. I guess it's just funny to me the fact that he didn't ignore it. Carpenter's music helps. Yeah. So this has it has at least a few slow pockets, but I'm hoping it picks up pretty soon. Screams at her own daughter. She's been treating her daughter like a little kid throughout this entire movie, scolds her about her home security, then yells at her in front of the cops. Her daughter's a spaz. Perfect description of her? I think so. I mean, her daughter sucks. Oh, showing off the collection here. I just missed it, but was Karen wearing a Christmas sweater in this film also, in this original one? I don't know if it's me, but this movie totally seems to have slowed down. Like it was going at a good steady pace, and then it just feels like it got slow all of a sudden. Oh yeah, I think that was that scene I was reading earlier where Allison first appeared behind the screen, and then she, for a split second, looked like she was in front of it. All these shotguns, and Pops chooses the weedy little pop gun. Well, he does seem like a sissy man, doesn't he? It does. Like its dragging pace around here is what puts it under the other two for me. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it seemed really good up until now, and then it just feels like it hit a snag. Hmm, that's an interesting theory. It's sad, but it's interesting. I hope it picks up again soon. I'm kind of starting to feel like I'm ready for it to be over. How childish is that? Let me go and I'll tell you what he said. Whoops. I don't think that was the word he said. Just popped in. Where are we at? Mm, I'm at hour 20 minutes. Timestamp. There's still quite a ways to go. Well, about 24 minutes, I think. Oh, this whole area is where it becomes a bit dumb. Oh, well, that sucks. The jokey dialogue between the cops is really out of place. Well, how much of a damper is this? I've been enjoying the film up until now, and then it started to feel really draggy. But now if it's about to get silly, who knows? I love kills and ends, but if it ended here, I'd still be happy. Really? I don't know. It sounds like Lori's a psycho groupie. Was that supposed to be a Myers house dollhouse on the floor? Why would Lori even have that? Yeah, that would be a weird thing. It didn't look familiar to me, but yeah, I was looking at it too. It was just an odd thing for the camera to focus on. This is super dragorama. Oh, that's cool. I wasn't expecting to see something like that in this movie of all things. What was it? They skinned the heads and stuffed light bulbs in there, I think. I think she is wearing a Christmas sweater, isn't she? Well, even if you grow up thinking your mom is nuts and you had been and she had lost custody over you as a kid, is that reason enough to hate Halloween so much that you would wear a Christmas sweater on Halloween Day? I mean, it was funny in ends because that was my first time watching any film from this series, but I don't know. At least in this one, it seems to not really make too much sense. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't know. I'd expect Lori to be some sort of a booby trap expert or something. Yeah, that's what I was curious about earlier. Who wears Christmas stuff on Halloween? Karen is just a lost cause. I do like Michael's cheeky little Halloween pranks. Reminds me of him donning the bed sheet in the original. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Hmm. He's got a sense of humor about him. I didn't say what kind, but he's got a sense of humor about him. Fun fact, Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't like horror movies, really. She was known as the Scream Queen in the 80s. That's so weird. I liked her in Terror Train. She even came back and what she did Virus, which was after H2O, I believe, if I remember correctly. Don't like H2O much, but there's a fun part where he turns a girl into a Halloween lantern, really. Mm, it's been a long time since I've seen it. Not really remembering too well. I liked Virus, even though no one else seems to. That's another one I haven't seen in forever. I remember it. I remember seeing it on the cover of Fangoria, back before they were being called Fango, which yuck. But yeah, I mean, I liked the makeup in that. I thought the effects were great, but I don't remember the story. Totally random, by the way, but I'm wondering, is Lisa Frankenstein finally on streaming? I still have not gotten a chance to watch it, and I've been wanting to watch that for a long time. I need to look into that. Mannequin Graveyard. I do not see how that was scary. Oh, I think this is one of those scenes where there was a film goof. If I can go back and find that. Mm, I had it bookmarked. Now I'm not finding it. Yes, that was weird. Daughter just starts screaming at mannequins in the garden. I mean, they look kind of cool actually, but yeah, I don't know how that was scary. And now I had it bookmarked. Now I can't find it. "13 minutes left of the film." Yay, it's almost over. I don't know. Would you say that Amazon deal is worth it? You get all three of these films for $20 plus digital copies. I'm going with no. Probably not. They're pretty easy to come by cheaper. Yeah, but Amazon always makes things sound like it's a bargain. I'd say I can definitely live without these films. I own all of the other Halloween films. I don't think I need these. Grandmother? Who actually says that? That sounds so weird. It's usually grandma or something.
4 o'clock.
H4 is probably still my favorite Myers sequel. Mm, was that the one where the niece was introduced, or am I getting that mixed up with a different one? That Christmas sweater is so weird. It makes no sense. Oh, okay. Yeah, H4 introduces Jamie the niece, and 5 kind of ruins everything because it's terrible. I like 5. I like 5 better than H2O. I can't believe I never really noticed the Christmas sweater before. It's funny, isn't it? And it also makes no sense why the daughter would hate Halloween, especially if she thought her mother was a nutbag all this time. Really, dude? Really? I didn't like that. Happy Halloween, Michael. Oh, is this the one where they burned the house at the end of the movie? Poor Michael, they're such bullies. Yeah, women ganging up on men. So typical, isn't it? Oh, that was cool. I did not expect that. She just stands there. Yeah, at the start of Kills seems Michael found a random hidey spot in her basement trap and survived. Oh, okay. No, I don't think that dollhouse was a Myers house replica. It didn't look familiar. I could be wrong. Yay, it's finally almost over. I don't think I've ever been excited for the end of a film before. So that was Halloween 2018. I don't think I was missing anything. I mean, I was enjoying the first half of the film, but it just really slows down in the third act. And by then I was just ready for the movie to be over. But other than that, I thought the movie was pretty entertaining. I don't know. I think it could have been a lot better. I didn't think it was all that great. Yeah. I mean, it was kind of a bummer. I really wanted to like this one. Oh, okay. Just seems weird how they pan down to the dollhouse. Who knows? Yeah, they make it seem like it's this important thing. So, I don't know. I didn't find any information on it when I was looking through factoids and such. It's okay. I don't mind it. There's far worse ones in the series. Yeah, there are. I'm always going to say H2O is the worst one. In my opinion, that one is. Kills even with its dumb shite is never boring, which is why I like it more. Oh, okay. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think it could have been a lot better, but it's not the end of the world. It's not that big a deal. But other than that, I really don't have too many thoughts on this film. Definitely skippable. It didn't have to be made. This is a film that did not need to exist. But yeah, I really don't have too many thoughts on this one. I mean, other than I'm just glad the film's finally over. But I'm going to go ahead and call it a short stream. I'm going to go ahead and end it here because I'm hoping to be able to make it out to the cinema. I've been wanting to watch Beetlejuice, so hopefully I have just enough wiggle room to get ready and make it on time. But I thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out and chatting with me. I really appreciate that. That was a lot of fun. Um, yeah, I just wish I had more thoughts on this movie. It's just it starts off decent. I really wanted to like it, and then it just becomes total suckerama, like just bland. But I definitely want to do another Halloween film next weekend. So I don't know if I'm. I know a lot of people don't like Rob Zombie, so I'll hopefully if the original one, if it's available online, I might go with that one, but we'll see. I'll definitely get that updated in my community tabs if I, depending on which film I find. But yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. It was fun hanging out and chatting with you. I mean, it was still an enjoyable experience. The film was a little bit weird. I mean, that's the kindest way I can say it. It was just a little bit weird. It was different. It's not what I was expecting. Thanks for the stream. The original would be awesome. Enjoy Beetlejuice. Yeah. Okay, I'll see if I can find the original, and I guess hopefully we see you back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. But yeah, I'll go ahead and call it a stream there. I have just enough time to get ready for the show. So thanks for stopping by. Have a good weekend. Have a great rest of your coming week. And as always, that is all I have for you for today. And I will talk to you later.